Hey everybody, I got a couple of videos for y'all tonight. Did I pull up the like button to get your shares out? Hey Spade, everybody. Hey Linus, hey Jay, All Rise Court channel. Hey Siva Girl. All right. Yeah, I've got a Judge Boyd one I'm trying to work on right now. It should be ready in just a few minutes, but it's going to be a good one. It's got to do with somebody who decided to beat up a 2-year-old child. So, think about that and make a decision. Make your choice on if you want to watch it. First, I've got an old one I really like of Judge Oakley. I'm trying to run that one through, and it's a good one. It's about 8 or 9 minutes, and then I got an update on a big national case. So I'm going to jump over to the Judge Oakley one and run that one through. Thank you.
Alexander Green.
Thanks, Jimmy. Yep. Mr. Green, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney?
As of right now, I cannot afford an attorney.
That's why the court will appoint one.
I do not appreciate how I was just spoken to in
the
conference room. I will be providing.
So my question is, are you going forward today without an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. And Madam Prosecutor, your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Mandranak for the people, P84088.
What are we doing?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that at this time, defendant wishes to proceed pro se. I very briefly attempted to speak with him in the presence of a deputy. He was unclear as to whether or not he intends to remain pro se for the duration of the proceedings, or if he is just pro se for this hearing. If defendant intends to retain counsel down the line, I would request that this hearing be adjourned. So that defendant.
Are you thinking you're going to hire your own attorney?
Nope.
All right, so you're not going to hire an attorney?
Nope.
Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to set this to trial?
I'm fine with pro se. I just want to be.
How do you want to proceed? That's the question.
Oh, with a jury trial.
Okay, then you're going to represent yourself in front of a jury.
Yes, sir.
All right, I will appoint counsel to be here that day to sit second chair. You got any jury trial dates?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, stick around, sir. We'll get you a date.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Green, April 29th, 8:30 in the morning. Understood?
What is this for?
Your jury trial. You just said you wanted a jury trial.
Correct, but there will not be a conference, none of that.
No, that's what today's for.
So today we decided that I'm not.
Today you decided you didn't want to talk to anybody and you asked for a jury trial.
I tried to talk to him and he told me that I'm jumping ahead of myself.
I asked you how you wanted to proceed, and you said you wanted a jury trial. I got you a date. Now, do you want to do something other than a jury trial?
Yeah, ask a question.
Go ahead.
Every time I ask for a discovery packet, which is why I told him, I just tried to say the same thing. I'm just going to tell him that, and you can ask him to come back. Right? You had a question for me. Ask it. I don't need history to hear your question. What's your question for me? Why is it that when I express my rights, I'm talked to as if they don't exist in this county? Not only has Van Buren tried to kick my door in, listen, Van Buren doesn't work for me. That's not the problem. This is a court case. I understand. What do you have a question for me about the court case proceeding? Who would I talk to that doesn't cut me off so that I can get the story out? What story? That I'm being literally pushed out of my home because I cry loud. That's got nothing to do with what's going on here. You're charged with domestic violence. What's in front of me, sir, once again, you interrupt me one more time, I will hold you in contempt of court. The first time it's 1 day in jail. Are you clear about that? I'm fine. I've done more times. You're charged with domestic violence. That's what's in front of me. So the only thing that I've got to determine or make sure gets determined is whether or not
on March 1, 24, in Van Buren Township, you committed domestic violence. So if there's a jury trial, I'm going to oversee the jury trial and let the jury decide whether or not if that crime was committed on that date. Anything else that you've got going on where your rights are being violated and everything else, that's not in front of me today. If you've got some rights violations you want to proceed with, then you can file charges, you can file lawsuits, you can do whatever you want to do about that. All I've got is a domestic violence misdemeanor. That's the only thing that's going to go in front of a jury on April 29th. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I have one more.
Go ahead.
So what is a normal procedure if I get a defense attorney?
Normal procedure would be you show up for an arraignment pretrial, which was scheduled for today. You would talk to the prosecutor, or if you have an attorney involved, you would talk to your attorney. That attorney would get whatever information he or she thought was necessary at that point in time. They'd probably talk to the prosecutor to see if there was any offer on the table. They might discuss an exchange of information, which is called discovery. Okay. Then they being the attorney, would have some more conversation with you and decide what the next step is.
Okay.
That's how it works. Yeah.
So I watched like 26 YouTube videos before coming here.
Bad idea.
And this, I failed. So
Bad
I'll take
idea.
that L and
Don't watch.
Hey, first, I just want to give the guy a shout out for watching my videos. I appreciate him watching 26 of my videos. I hope he watched them 2 and 3 times, and he damn sure brought up a good point. This is one of my favorite Judge Oakley ones. I love this judge.
Video. Don't watch that crap on YouTube.
Well, I mean, nobody's answering my. I've called so many times and nobody will. They just
Listen
tell
to me.
Wait, and then
Listen to me. The attorneys that we have on our pool of attorneys, when we say, here's one of your court-appointed attorneys, they're great attorneys. They've all gotten lots of experience. What they won't do is let you dictate how things happen.
Right.
Okay? But as long as you're willing to play the game as they want to play it, they'll do a great job representing you.
Okay.
You want to start over? You want to hit reset?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go out and talk to Mr. Bitar again?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm sure he's more than willing to happen.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. It was touch and go. It was touch and go for a minute. I give him credit for admitting that he watched 20 YouTube videos that gave him bad information. We should like snippet that out and save it, right? It's like, look, is this what happened to you?
Yeah.
Alexander Green.
Good morning, Your Honor. Petition manager for the people, P84088.
Daniel Batar on behalf of Mr. Green, Your Honor, he is approaching. Your Honor, we're asking for a final pre-trial on the 27th, where the complainant must appear.
Thank you. I'm sorry, 10/15? March 27, 10/15.
That works.
All right. And looks like there was an out-county arraignment, so bond is continued. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Judge, are we keeping the 4/29/2024?
No.
trial date?
No, scratch that. Mr. Green, I have to give you props.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I'm pretty
You weren't here when after he was smart enough to let me talk for a while, he said, I made a mistake. I watched 20 YouTube videos and they really sent him down a rabbit hole. Fair way to say it?
We,
So I give
yep.
you props for admitting that. I'm thinking somehow I'm gonna have that playing on a loop in my courtroom because I think it gets a lot of people in trouble because they get their legal advice off of YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
We talked about that, Judge, and he's going to make sure in the future he does not do that.
YouTube, entertainment value, not educational value. Okay, all right, we're good.
Hey everybody, thanks for all y'all rolling in. Got some good videos for you tonight. I got one of Judge Boyd that's still in the cooker. I'm trying to get it through. It's at 36%. Any of y'all that's been on Kathy's knows what it's like. Sometimes they don't want to finish running through, but we'll get it there. There's a trial going on in Atlanta. It's going on it took a year to get the jury. It's that Young Thug trial or some rapper in that trial. And I just wanted to mention, when I started watching that trial, I love that, you know, the long trial stuff. When I started watching it, I truly was on the prosecution side, and I was glad that they got these guys off the street. And it took probably about 3 or 4 days of watching this trial to start to feel that, you know, I'm on the side of the you know, accused murderers more than I'm on the side of the state. The state's done such shady stuff in there, and it's just a circus. I'm going to save you guys the time of watching, you know, 8 or 10 hours a day of this trial and just show you 10 minutes of it from today, and it'll just make you shake your head. I didn't want to show Judge Fleischer today just yet. I figured everybody's seen Judge Fleischer today, and I'm going to cut it up into 10-minute clips like the other court creators do and throw them out there like that. But I'm going to show you about 8 to 10 minutes of that Young Thug trial that it'll blow your mind at how silly it's going. So here we go with that.
All right, Mr. Copeland, I'm going to remind you that you are still under oath. Go ahead, Ms. Hilton.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Mr. Copeland, do you know a person by the name of Soell?
I don't recall.
Or say you don't recall if you know someone by the name of Soell?
That's an answer to her objection.
Sustain.
Do you recall speaking with law enforcement about an individual that you know by the name of Soell?
I don't recall.
I want to go back to December of 2014 and into January of 2015. Were you present at a gambling house in Lakewood when the shooting occurred?
I don't recall.
Let me ask you. Also back in 2015, do you remember being at a Cascade skating ring speaking with an individual by the name of Soell?
I don't recall.
Back in January of 2015, do you recall being at a club Crucial and getting into a fight with an individual by the name of Soell?
I don't recall nothing that happened years ago.
All right. Do you recall in January of 2015 having to go to the Atlanta Police Department to talk about whether or not you were involved in the murder of an individual by the name of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
Say that again.
Do you recall in January of 2015 having to go to the Atlanta Police Department to speak about your potential involvement in the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I don't recall.
All right. On January 11th, 2015, did you go to the Atlanta Police Department at about 3:00 in the morning?
I don't recall.
Okay. And did you speak with a detective by the name of Detective Thorpe?
I don't recall who I speak with. I don't recall.
Okay. And during that interview, did you go down there to speak with him about the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I don't recall who I spoke with.
Okay. And in that same interview, did you speak with him about not just the murder of Donovan Thomas, but events that led up to the murder of Donovan Thomas on June 10th, 2015?
I'm a liar. So you want me to remember something that I done lied about in the past? Like, I don't know.
So my question for you is, did you go to the Atlanta Police Department? Is your response you don't recall?
I don't recall.
Okay. And during that interview with Detective Thorpe at the Atlanta Police Department, did you provide him your name and your date of birth?
Huh?
When you went to the Atlanta Police Department and met with Detective Thorpe, did you give him your date of birth?
I don't know.
Okay. And is your date of birth July 25th, 1991?
What?
Is your date of birth July 25th, 1991?
I think.
Okay. And during this interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe that you also have a middle name of Xavier?
I don't know what I told. I don't remember what I told him. Okay. I'm not trying to say the wrong thing so y'all can lock me back up.
All right. Well, just bear with me. We're going to go through that interview, okay?
Objection to the commentary.
Now,
Disregard the commentary by the witness.
Now, during the interview, did you speak with Detective Thorpe about the issues you had with a person by the name of Kel?
I don't recall.
And did you speak with Detective Thorpe about a problem that the two of you all had in the club?
I don't recall.
Okay. And did you tell Detective Thorpe in that same interview that Kel was Nut's little brother?
I don't know if they brothers or not.
Okay. So do you know who Kel is?
No, I don't recall.
Okay. And when I say Nut, is that Donovan Thomas Jr.?
You asking me that?
I am asking you that.
Say that again?
Sure. Do you know a person that goes by the name of Nut?
I don't recall.
Okay. Now, in that same interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe about you and Kel getting into the fight at Club Crucial?
I don't recall nothing from 2015, 14, 16, none of that.
Okay. And during that same interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe that you and Kel had been in a beef for maybe about no longer than 4 months? And this was back in 2015.
And he's still alive?
My question is, did you tell Detective Thorpe that you, Michelle Kel, at that time in 2015, had a beef and it was probably going on around 4 months at that time?
I tell the detective whatever they want me to say, whatever they want to hear, whatever. So if I said it to him, I said it to him. I don't recall what I said to no police.
Okay. And during that same interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe that whenever y'all were in the club, y'all would initially just throw up birds at each other?
Huh?
In this January 11, 2000 interview, did you tell Detective Thorpe that initially, when you and Michelle Kel were in the club, y'all never really fist fought, y'all just would throw up birds at each other?
Like I told you, before y'all called me to trial, I have lied. I made things up. I told you this before y'all brought me in this courtroom. And I'm telling you now, you asked me about 2015, I have got my life together. Y'all trying to put this on my conscience. Y'all trying to put people's life in my hands. I don't lie on people. I don't want to be here. Y'all have pressured me. I'm tired of y'all, because y'all know y'all are wrong. And y'all black people doing this to us.
And I understand that.
Leave me alone. Let me leave. Man, y'all pissing me off. Listen, I don't recall nothing I said to no police. Stop asking me these questions. Okay. I'm telling you, I don't recall.
I understand, but we're going to have to get through the questions. You can just continue to say you don't recall if that's what it is.
That's what you want me to say?
I want you to
Hang on,
answer the
everybody, for
question.
just a minute.
Objection, improper instruction of the witness on how to testify.
I don't think that you were instructing him how to testify. I hope not.
Oh,
But
I
don't
am
instruct him how to testify other than truthfully.
Thank you. And that's
Any
all.
other objection, or was that covered? All right, go ahead.
All right, that is 10 minutes of, and there's about 8 hours every day of that same sort of mess. It's just, it's a disaster of a hearing, and I don't know how or why it continues to go on. Like I said, they rounded up about 30-some people and trying to charge them all with crimes, and up to murder and any other types of crimes, and they're pulling up people from 10, 15 years ago, locking them up if they don't want to testify. It's a mess. And Fulton County. Yeah, this is the same county that Judge Manning is in, and it makes sense why, no matter how hard she works, it don't seem like she gets anywhere, because it's just a mess there. But that guy there, yeah, I think his nickname's Woody. He caused the judge to have to be replaced on that trial, so that's a mess all in its own. Yeah, absolutely, Jay. Jay said that's why I haven't watched any. Watched the recaps. Absolutely, I never thought I'd say I hope they get a mistrial with 30-something potential murders. I hate the gang violence. I'm sure everyone does, but watching the state be more crooked than the accused murders is an odd one. I'm gonna throw up an old Judge Fleischer one. It's a kind of a feel good one. And I'm trying to hope that other one showing that it should be done any minute now. So I'm gonna throw up a short Judge Fleischer one. Everybody loves to see Fleischer, and so we'll put it up there.
All right, Mr. Brooker,
Yes, sir.
can you see Mr. Frazier? Are you there? Can you see him?
Yes, I see him, Judge.
Okay. I first at the outset, I told him that I'm happy that he's here because it's been so long since we've seen him. And, I'm telling you, Mr. Frazier, I've literally set at least 4 of your cases at 30,004 because it's been so hard to get you here. You picked up an assault from December, right? You now picked up a criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months on the new case. But how do we go forward, man? What do we do? The problem is that because it's so late in the day and because I just saw you, I had appointed your lawyer here now, and it's just so late that I haven't given you an opportunity to talk to him. And I need, before you and I get into the nitty gritty of everything, I'd like you first to have an opportunity to speak with him, but now it's 1:15. So what are you doing with yourself now? What do you do?
Nothing. I have an appointment later. Well, it's a walk-in appointment with the Montrose Center to basically give me housing, to get me off the streets.
Is that where you've been this whole time? How did it end up like this? Didn't you had your mom around, didn't you? Beginning, what happened? I mean, I guess I don't want you to get into it with, so you're not off the street now, right?
Sure.
So let's do this. Can you come back to me tomorrow early and I will help you out? I'll help you get housing tomorrow. If you come to me early, I will be here early. I get here now because it's summer and summer school, like 8:45. I will personally reach out to places to get you housing tomorrow if you come back to me tomorrow. Now it's just too late. I can't get anything done. And I want you, before we really get into it, I want you to have the opportunity to speak to Mr. Brooker. Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
You really have a cell phone on you now?
Mhm.
And it works?
Sir.
What's the number? Hold on a second. What's the number? Before we do that though, what happened with the new mischief? Where's it from?
Walmart. They were dispatched to Walmart. It was made aware to employees that the defendant was attempting to send money to an ex through a laptop that was used as a stand in a Walmart.
Was it the Walmart stands? I
Yeah,
guess?
yes.
Okay.
Like I explained, the defendant was asked to leave, became irate, struck the laptop for the hand, and he walked away. It would cause damages. He was then escorted out. The property, the laptop was deemed unrepairable and the value was $540.
Okay. Don't go back to Walmart. I'm going to tell you now that they have your picture all over Walmart. So if you ever walk in, they have facial recognition cameras that are going to spot you. They're going to alert loss prevention. They're going to get you and it's not going to go well. They're going to charge you with a trespass case. Don't go back. Please. Can you come back to me tomorrow and we can work something out? I will get you housing tomorrow. I will work with you to get you services as well to help you with whatever you need. We can get you food, we can get you clothing, we can get you a house. All you got to do is show up tomorrow. Can you do that for me? It's just too late in the day. I can't get anything done now. Everybody's already gone home. Can you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Brooker, can you be here tomorrow?
Yes, sir. I'll be there 8:30.
Okay, well, I mean, you don't have to physically be here, but I mean, you can be here at some point so we can figure this thing out. Okay. Your phone's working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna have you sign a reset for tomorrow. Mr. Brooker is gonna reach out to you as soon as you leave this so you guys can talk. I want to figure this out so you stop going to jail in this freaking stupid ass cycle. You're not doing yourself any favors, really. All you're doing is you're shooting yourself in the foot repeatedly for. I mean, I want to help you, but I can't do it unless you show up. I don't want to take you into jail. I don't want to put you in there. Can we do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Your Honor, while Brooker's here, is a warrant for the ABI.
I know. I'm going to reinstate it now. You have a warrant because you didn't fail. You didn't show up on the assault. I'm going to reinstate your bond now. All you got to do is show up tomorrow and I'm going to help you out. Okay. Hey, Melissa, can you reinstate the assault? Okay. I'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. I'm going to give you a copy of it. Walk out of here now. Mr. Brooker's going to call you. You guys powwow and then I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay?
Sure.
Come back. I don't want to have to issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Come on.
See, judges argue. It's almost entertaining. Each day during the stream, we're nice to each other, and we always work on making sure we've got the thumbs up and liking the videos. Every day I get my one thumbs down. It almost feels like a badge of honor now. I was telling Fozzie the other day how entertaining it is to get that thumbs down. And so whoever it is out there, I appreciate you. It works out great for me. It's good to see the judge caring about people. This judge is always showing it. Some of the other judges don't show it as often or as quick, but this judge does a great job of it, and I certainly appreciate seeing it. But we're going to throw up the Judge Boyd. Like I said, the Judge Boyd one is a little sensitive because it's involving the child, but it doesn't get too graphic. There's no, trying to think how you're supposed to say that. There's none of the type of abuse that you talk about that gets you in trouble. None of that. And it's just a man that doesn't understand how, his role as a father. He doesn't understand his role as a man in the world. And so Judge Boyd handles him in her way. We all know she's got her style. So here we go on that.
All right, Francisco Sotelo Baez. Are you all ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record. So
Morning, Judge.
thank you. Good morning. Counsel, you're on this side.
After I listened to you earlier today.
That's okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 4763, State of Texas versus Francisco Ricardo Sotelo Baez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
Matthew Finch for Mr. Sotelo.
And are you Mr. Sotelo Baez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea in this cause. Let me find, on July 30th of no contest and applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and they're silent on your application. There's to be no contact with the complainant and an affirmative finding of family violence. All right, no PSI was done in this case. The court requested a criminal history. Any objection to the court reviewing the criminal history?
No objection. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're on the top page is the Bear County, but then the latter is the TCIC and CIC.
All right, thank you. All right, court has reviewed the criminal history.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, defense state is silent. Do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor. I anticipated having some of his family members here. However, they're sick right now, so they're not in court today.
All
However,
right, do
they,
you want them to appear by Zoom?
there might be some interpreter issues and everything else, Judge. I don't know. Okay, Judge, my client has informed me that it might be easiest just to proceed today, that it would be difficult for them to be able to do that.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Francisco Ricardo Sotelo Baez.
All right, sir. Your attorney has told me that they don't have witnesses present. Off the record for a moment. Excuse me. Don't talk behind the court reporter. If you ask the deputy will move you all to the further end. Deputy Laura, could you move them to the end? All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Baez, if you want, the court will have your family members or whoever you wish to testify to appear by Zoom. We can make that arrangement if you would like to. Otherwise, we can proceed.
We'll proceed. I really talked to my mom, but they're sick right now. My sister's sick right now. They said it was a virus, and my mom doesn't really know how to use the phone like that.
All right, so defense, if you've had a chance to talk to the witnesses, if you want to make a proffer to the court of what they would say, the court will take that testimony.
I can, Your Honor. When in my closing remarks, I can do all that.
All right, any questions for your client?
Mr. Sotelo, we're here today. Would you like the court to grant you the deferred adjudication that you'd applied for?
Yes.
And you understand she has the discretion to do that?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you would be obligated to follow any conditions or rules that the court imposes on you?
Yes, sir. I do understand.
And you understand you have several other things.
You need to speak up so the
Yes, I understand. Sorry, Judge.
And is it your intention to do what you can to be compliant if the judge grants you that probation?
Yes.
You've accepted responsibility by entering a plea before this board. Do you, can you kind of the right way? Explain to the court what you're asking for today.
I would really want you to give me a second chance to redeem myself. I just had a newborn that was born on June 23rd. I want to be out there for my family. I'm 23 years old with 5 kids. I have 5 kids right now with the same girl. I really want to be part of their life. I don't want to go away to prison and show my kids that I could be a role model for them. And also, I help my mom and my dad out to pay rent as well. I'm always working for them too, take care of my little brother también. And I will really want a second chance. I promise you I won't mess this up. It's my first felony I have, and I'm not gonna mess this up. It's my first and last felony. I'm gonna get. I've been trying to change my life around, going to church and in jail. I really want. I want to see if you could please help me out with this. My bad. My English is a little. I know more Spanish, but
Oh, no, do you need, here's the thing. Do you need an interpreter? Because I want to make sure.
I understand. It's just that English. I speak it too, but right now, because I'm in front of you, I get a little bit nervous.
Well, let me just tell you, there's no need to be nervous in front of me. There's no need to be nervous about your English. I always say people who speak more than one language are very intelligent because learning a second language is very hard. And people tell me that the English language is one of the hardest because you have two TWO, TO, TOOO, and it's all pronounced two. So if you want an interpreter to be brought down, it will take us probably 5 minutes to get an interpreter here. If you would feel more comfortable speaking in Spanish, we can have an interpreter to come down. It's not a problem.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm good speaking to you. My bad. It's just that I really get nervous.
No, no problem. Any other questions?
You got all pass at this time.
All right, any questions?
No, no questions from the state, Your Honor.
All right, I have some questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the child you hit, how old was that child?
She's 2 years old.
2. All right. And you say she, but in the police report, it says son.
Yeah, well, I have 3 daughters and 2 sons now.
All right, so the person that
That's
you
my
hit
son.
in this case,
It's a he.
I'm sorry?
It's a he.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a he.
All right, and how old is he?
He's 2 years old.
All right, so why is it in the police report? This is what they said. You texted his mother and you said, you're not going to like what I just did. I hit your son. Why are you calling the child your son?
Because well, it's our son. It's our son. It's my biological son. Or like,
But why you just,
yeah, it's baby's. He's mama's boy. So
oh, he's a mother's boy.
He's mama's boy. So
Okay.
he's always. I told her. She told me the same with my daughters because my daughters are daddy's girls, you know.
Okay.
And
So why are you hitting a 2-year-old?
so
What was the reason?
I had a lot going on today. I had got into a fight with my family members. My wife was in the hospital.
So you get in a fight with your family members, your wife is in the hospital. So how does that translate you to hitting a 2-year-old?
I did wrong. I know I did.
No, I mean, what, I'm trying to figure out what was the cause. I wasn't there.
Well, what happened was that with my son, I'm a little bit tough with him because he was my only boy. He was surrounded by girls, and
You're a little bit tough with the 2-year-old. Okay.
yeah, and I would want to play with him. I would want to play with him with the cars. I'll buy him cars. I'll buy him robots, boy toys, but he didn't want to. He wouldn't want to play with toys.
Okay, he doesn't want to play with toys. What does he want to play with?
He wants to play with Barbies.
All right, so he wants to play with Barbie dolls. So that was your issue with him.
And then my wife and my mother will tell me my son was gonna be gay.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, feeling that way, my first son to be gay.
So your thing is, let me hit my 2-year-old because people are telling me he's going to be gay.
That was my first time laying my hand on him.
No, no, no. I'm just trying to get into your thought processes. So people are telling you that your son's going to be gay because he doesn't want to play with robots. So let me ask you this, would GI Joe, those toys, because those are dolls, would that be an issue?
Or G.I. Joe's.
Oh, okay, I'm showing my age. Nobody, Snake Eyes? What? Well, you do know they have Ken. For example, Ken. That's a doll. That's, I guess that's Barbie's sometimes boyfriend, or maybe it's sort of like undecided. I don't know if they're together or not. But Ken is a Barbie, so how would you feel about your son playing with the Ken doll? You just don't want him playing with dolls.
I didn't want to play with dolls.
All
My daughters have like little kitchens and like dressing dolls and all that.
And so he would play with the kitchen set?
He would play with the kitchen set and all that.
All right, so
And
let me,
I'll buy him like trampolines and like a little soccer field, and he didn't.
yeah, I want to play
he didn't wanna
soccer.
play with that.
I don't want to play soccer either. So he don't want to play soccer and he plays with the kitchen set. So I guess males who are chefs, that's like a girl job, right?
Well,
Well, I mean, wouldn't that be considered a gay job then if you have male chefs in the kitchen? I'm like, all these men who are walking around out here being chefs, you're telling me that they're gay.
yeah.
So then you hit the 2-year-old and you cause his nose to bleed. And then it says the victim had injuries, bruising and swelling on the face. And they say you sent a text message and said that you hit the victim 4 times in the face by slapping him. In what world is it okay to slap a 2-year-old in the face? What did you think you were teaching him?
Nothing.
Like to be afraid of you?
No, not really.
I mean, did you think the 2-year-old was not going to be afraid of him? Because 2-year-old, I don't think he's 6 feet tall. You're standing over him, slapping him. Did he cry when you slapped him?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
All right, when his nose is bleeding, you continued to slap him. Did he continue to cry?
Well, I don't really remember his nose bleeding, Your Honor.
Did you get him some tissue? Did you clean up his face? Did you apologize?
End of his face. I spoke to my wife. I apologized to her.
No.
And I
Did you apologize to the 2-year-old?
Yes, I heard
And
them.
did you apologize to your daughters if they were at home and witnessed that?
And my daughters were in the other room.
They were in the other room?
Yes.
So you think they don't hear him crying? Do you have like a west wing and an east wing to your house, like Dallas? Like South Fork?
I apologize to all my kids, Your Honor. I know that, and I have an older daughter that she's 5. And
All right, it says here that you stated that the mother says that you're always unnecessarily hitting or disciplining the victim due to him being more feminine and wanting to toughen him up. So you think you beat up a 2-year-old by toughening him up, because that's what this is. You beat up a 2-year-old. You beat up a 2-year-old. And then I'm looking at your criminal history. You have other assaults. Who is the other family violence assault against? Was that against the mother of your children?
yes, yes, again.
All right, so why do you continue to hit people that you claim that you love?
Because I was in the wrong, man.
No, but why are you doing it? I don't understand.
I wasn't right. I don't know if I can say it.
All right, what I can tell y'all, on this case, I don't have the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. It's missing.
I'll re-execute it, Judge.
All right, could you grab that for him, please? Yes, there's something you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's because I was in drugs and I had tried a new drug I had never tried before. That's what made me like it.
Well, here's the thing. According to what I'm reading in the police report, this isn't the first time that you've hit the 2-year-old, according to the police report, right? Is this the first time you hit him?
Yes, sir.
Not according to the police report. And it says that you're always disciplining him unnecessarily because you're trying to toughen him up because you think that he's gay.
I I'm not thinking it's gay, but my parents, my mom.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? Here it is. I found it. Thank you. And then what kind of grandparents does he have in his life? If what you're saying is true, where they're like toughen him up. We don't want a gay grandson. What kind of nonsense is that?
Oh, he's grandma's boy too.
So in
But
your,
it was just to get me mad.
well, here's the thing. In your son's 2-year-old life, he's already had trauma and drama caused by you. So now he thinks men gonna beat him up. Any other questions?
No, Your Honor, just argument.
All right, I'll hear argument.
Your Honor, obviously, the facts are not the best. My client did make some pretty grave errors in his dealing with his 2-year-old son. He's learned that as in our conversations, and as you said, in jail since this happened. Judge, his family has been involved. I think they would be a great support system. I think they understand the significance of what has happened. I'll point out that my client is 22 years old and has 5 kids, Judge. Probably hadn't had any formal training. If there's drug issues, if there's domestic violence issues, there's a lot of different programs within the probation department, like the BIF program and drug counseling and TAP evaluations that can focus on that to ensure that he has a chance to be successful on probation, Judge. In addition, Judge, my client is not a citizen. There's been a PDEA consultation with the Managed Assigned Counsel program. Knowing that my client is still before this court and asking for some leniency, but Judge, he also has a pending ICE hold. It's a fact. So
Sorry, a pending what?
ICE hold, Judge. There are proceedings going on. He will visit an immigration judge after this is done. So if he is granted probation, he still has that to deal with, Judge. But we're just asking that he be given an opportunity to learn from his very poor decisions that he made. He's been very straightforward with the police, with all the reports, and with this court today. Whether it's right or wrong, he clearly needs to learn to how to raise children better. And I think the programs that the probation could offer in any reasonable condition that the judge would want to impose would be able to assist him in learning so that this cycle doesn't happen again. Judge, but we're asking for a stretch. We're asking for a little bit of mercy. My client is hoping to get probation. We'd ask that you consider that. He's got a lot of work left with him. His decisions that day impacted his family, not only because of this case, but everything else, their entire lives and going on, and even my client's ability to possibly remain in the country. Judge, with that, we'd ask that you take that into consideration and give him that chance. And he understands that if he gets deferred and messes it up, he has the full range of punishment. So he understands that there could be an even more significant punishment if he doesn't change his ways and engage and cooperate with probation and whatever orders this court makes.
Okay. So you said you have 5 children. So I see here it's Rodrigo, Delilah, Veronica, and Laura. Who's the other child?
But he was just born on June 20th.
What's the name?
Tadeo.
How do you spell that?
T-A-D-E.
T-A?
No, T-A-D-E-O. Ricardo Sotelo. He was just born on June 23rd.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Rodrigo Sotelo, Delilah Sotelo, Carla Cruz, Veronica Sotelo, Lauro Sotelo, and Tadeo Sotelo. There's to be no illegal reentry to the U.S., and there's to be no contact with minors. I'll order the therapeutic community. Maybe they can help him. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and also a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, you have a question? You have a question or no?
I just wanted to see a second chance.
I'm sorry, what?
I just wanted a second chance to redeem myself, please, Your Honor.
All right, we're off the record. This is what I want you to understand. I internalized everything that your attorney presented, and your attorney presented some great arguments. In your past, you have assaultive behavior against the mother of your children. Probation for that, they would have given you the BIPP course. It's legally required. You have learned nothing. You're basically you beat up a 2-year-old because you think your 2-year-old is gay and you want to toughen up a 2-year-old. He's 2. It's like, imagine yourself in a boxing ring and your opponent is a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old doesn't stand a chance. The 2-year-old is going to, lose every time. You hit him in the face, give him a bloody nose. And according to the police report, after you hit him in the face, I'm sure he's crying, and you continue to hit him 4 more times. Then you text his mother, you're not going to like what I've done. I hit the 2-year-old. And then the mother in the police report and everybody in the police report tells me you discipline him unnecessarily because you think he's going to be gay because he likes to cook. Go tell Wolfgang Puck. You know what? What if Wolfgang Puck's family would have thought, Wolfgang is going to be gay. We're not going to let him cook. Right? Have you ever cooked your own meal? Are you gay? Then why are you beating up on a 2-year-old because he likes to cook? To me, that would be a great thing because everybody is out here, you, having children that you can't take care of. You're 23 years old and you have 5 children. It would probably be nice if you had a teenager or somebody in the house who loves to cook and you encourage that. Then guess what? That's no cooking on your wife's plate. It's off the table. You understand? You are not to have any contact with minors when you're released. You're not allowed to come back to the United States unless you're here legally. And I can't stop you from having children, but if you can't financially take care of your children, if mentally you're not ready, which it appears to me you're not really ready, if you're going to be violent, then you shouldn't really be around children. You shouldn't be having more children. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Delia Ochoa.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for sticking it out through that one. It was kind of miserable to see. It's kind of miserable to see that. I'm glad he got 6 years. She said she couldn't stop him from having kids. Well, hopefully she'll stop him from having kids for the next 6 years while he's in jail. I think it was kind of ironic. He was wearing bright purple handcuffs. That was good to see. And it looked like one of his eyes was a little darker than the other one. So I sure hope nobody blacked his eye for him for beating on that kid. 2 years old for playing with a doll. I don't know much about little kids, but to me, a 2-year-old boy with that many sisters, I don't know how he would not. In the end, this was just a male that didn't deserve to be a father, didn't deserve to be around kids, and so he admitted to it. So he's presumed innocent. He admitted to it, so he's guilty of it. I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple more Judge Boyd ones, but that one was bothersome today, and it's worth it. There you go, Julie. Maybe some big guy named Bubba will teach him how it's done. Absolutely. I hate to even think about that, but if anyone's deserving, it's someone who hits a 2-year-old child. So, all right, thanks for watching. Let's go see some more Boyd.
Young master, Fleischer.
Sure.
You know,
The same. The state will be. When you're. For the same. All right, they're not ready. Desiree Sariana.
So I'm gonna move on to the next one. I don't know why I'm running fast. I guess we'll make some big technical changes as quick as possible.
Let me find what page she is on. Ms. Sean, do you see her on the docket? Desiree Nicole Sariana. Oh, okay, I found her. All right, it's on page 2. All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, I've picked through the discovery. I haven't gone through all of it. I'm asking for one reset to complete discovery and also talk to her. We're gonna be looking at some possible restitution. So we're trying to figure out a plan on that. We're asking for one reset.
All right, so Mr. Escobar, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Give me a 30-day reset on this case for a plea deadline date, please. All right, we're going to be back on September 12th. On September 12th, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer or working out this case and whether or not you want a jury trial. If you choose to work out an agreement, we'll do a plea that day. Otherwise, the next setting after September 12th will be for a jury trial. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court and being on time. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Just step back and have a seat and they'll give you a reset form. All right, Luis Martinez. All right. State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, we were.
We did receive the offer.
All right, Mr. Martinez, how old are you?
51 April.
I'm sorry?
61.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can you set this for 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please? It is Luis Martinez. All right, we're going to come back on September 3rd. On September 3rd, you need to let the court know whether or not you've reached an agreement. If you've reached an agreement with the state, a plea will be taken that day. Otherwise, your next setting after September 3rd will be a jury trial. Do you understand? I'm sorry?
Yes,
All right, thank you. And I need an acknowledgement of discovery sign, please.
Sure, Judge.
Thanks. All right, thank you.
Have a seat, sir. Where you were at.
Hey, Lethal Friction, it's good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while. We're going to go over and see Jen, Hardy. She's got a good show lined up for us tonight. When I planned my time to make sure that I was able to support her in any way possible. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys. I had some technical issues tonight, but it seemed like we worked past those. I got a little bit of feedback last night that I was hard to hear. Anytime you guys get that, let me know. I've got about 100 mics and 100 different options, so I'll always try. Remember, what I'm hearing in my ear is not what you guys are hearing, so please let me know so I can get better at what I'm doing. Roland G, you got a comment right there at the end. One of my favorite rappers said my username in his live today. I can go out happy now. All right, well, you go out happy now, Roland G. Thank you so much for coming out. All right, we're going to run over to Jen Hardy. Thank you all for coming out.